Otherwise, this week's event, today's training exercise is going to be survival training. Last week it was brought up a couple of times that folks got confused with directions, map points, compass points, orientation, stuff like that. And because I am the way I am, I've been doing some real-world stuff, especially since I did navigation, or have done navigation for a long time, in various capacities, both in the Army and on board ships as a merchant marine officer. A lot of you guys probably don't know that you can navigate the world just by looking at the stars and reading the stars, and that's how ancient people used to navigate long distances. Is they knew the approximate positions of stars in the sky, and they could find their way around the world basically just using the stars. The advent of later technologies meant that people had specialized instruments that could measure the distance, the angle from the star to the horizon, and determine their position on Earth based on that. So you can, if you're smart enough and you're good enough, use various means around you to navigate in the real world. And in the video game world, there's some similarities, I assume, as well. For example, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So for those of you who have wondered why Japan is called the land of the rising sun, it's because it's the Far East, and that's where the sun rises first. All right? And then, of course, in the west, the sun sets later, so on and so forth. So in the game, the same should hold true. So let's see what time it is. In game, it's 6:49, so the sun's just setting, and if you look to the west, lo and behold, there's the sun going down. And all you have to do is refer to your compass on the lower part of your... Yes, thank you, Warlock.
It's not survival, we have a compass.
So, well, you know what? Even in survival, you've got a compass, and you have to make use of the tools that you have. All right.
I say turn off HUD.
So in the beginning of the day, especially with this game's quick day-night cycle, you can tell which way is east just by looking at, you know, where the sun is. If the sun is just coming up and it's the morning time, guess what? That's east, right? If the sun is going down and it's evening time, guess what? That's west. All right. So you could navigate just using that sun, which is pretty accurate even in this game, which is cool. All right. So that's going to be one of your biggest tools. And of course, like Hatchet said, you have the compass itself, which you can use to navigate, all right, and go in whichever direction you want. The same holds true for reporting contacts. We're going to use the compass to report contacts as well. Just use the 4 cardinal points: north, west, south, east. Enemies from the north, enemies from the west, enemies from the south, enemies from the east. All you got to do is look at the bad guys, look down at your heads-up display, turn a little bit until you see one of the fucking 4 letters, and there you are. You can report the enemy contacts, all right? Is there any questions about that? Okay, another way you can navigate.
I have a comment on that subject.
Okay, yeah, sure, go ahead.
When traversing the ground, or by helicopter or flight, what is the best way to get where you're going? That is
a straight line.
Lines. No, a straight line will never work. People will naturally curve. Magnetic north and north on the compass always is a variable. It's called isogonic lines. Even when you're trying to walk somewhere, if you go straight, the human body naturally curves to the right. You will veer off course. The best way in real life, even, this is not a joke, you can look it up, you will go in a 45-degree angle, and every 10 minutes you will turn 45 degrees. And 99% of the time you will be going directly forward to where you want to go. Without that, you're most of the time veering off in a massive wrong way. Without checking your map all the time, I've noticed even in the game that happens. So even in the game, I use small angular corrections similar to this every few minutes of travel, 45 degrees, and you'll find you're heading straight to your target. And that is also a real-life technique that I suggest you remember if you ever get lost in the woods or anything, because it will help you back. All helicopters fly that way as well.
Okay, very cool.
Captain, I'm sorry, I did not notice the time.
It's alright, you're good. Just join the rest of the group.
I'm trying to find you.
We're at the train station, we're meeting in the back of the train station.
check out some new goodies I want to show.
Also, last week I noticed when I was going over radio comms and no one commented on this. You can just follow on with the rest of the chief.
Are you sucking me off?
With radio comms, we don't really have radios in the game, right? No, I didn't point this out. I forgot to talk about this. The people who are going to be doing radio communications are going to be the squad leaders, obviously, and myself, right? And what we're going to be doing is using the PlayStation Messenger as a make-do radio, because we don't actually have radios. But I noticed some players saying roger that or copy that, as verbal sort of, acknowledgments for orders and stuff like that. So I wanted to go over the radio communications because it helps with the roleplay and stuff like that. But for the purposes of actual communication, the radio is going to be on PlayStation Messenger, and it's going to be done by the squad leaders.
I don't even think we need to do that if it's going to be on the PlayStation thing. Like, we don't need to say Roger at all.
Well, I mean, it adds, it adds to
my cousin brought me into one of those things. They never say Roger that or any of that shit. They just do as they're told.
What thing?
If they say Roger that, you're blowing your cover.
What cover?
Like, like when they're talking on like earpieces or anything like that. Most of the time when you give an order, they don't even speak. They just.
I don't know about that. Everybody I've encountered who uses the radio uses proper radio etiquette.
5x5 is usually the most common in major cities.
That's police.
Loud and clear. 5x5.
It's not police.
It's military.
Loud and clear. Lima Charlie. Whatever. Anyway, so that's it. For that stuff. You guys really are not worried about that. But the important thing I want you guys to take away from this is that you can navigate and you can get a sense of which direction you're going in the game just by looking at your surroundings and your environment and being cognizant of the time of day, right? Even at noontime, you can tell it's noontime if the sun is directly overhead, right? Because the sun will be halfway through its transit from east to west, right? So you can even kind of tell time of day just based on the position of the sun, which is obvious. Sometimes people don't think about that. All right, so now to the fun stuff. Now that the fucking lecture bullshit's over. Today's exercise is going to be survival exercise. We are going to move from this train station here, Sutton train station, and we're going to head all the way east to Camp Venture. All right, and what's going to make this unique is that you are going to have nothing. You are going to have nothing but your Under Armour. You must make it from here to Camp Venture with nothing but your Under Armour. Scavenging, scrounging, and building weapons as you go. That's
I want to break that up a little bit. There's going to be an issue with some of us if we're overweight on our stash.
If you're overweight on your stash and you have gear that you can't possibly move back there or junk, keep it on your person. But with the honor system, you cannot use anything that you've got currently in your inventory. All right?
Yep.
You have to just be in your Under Armour, and you have to craft everything that you need to make your way across the wasteland. Otherwise, it's not going to be fun for you. It's just going to be you cheating and then just.
Well, this is going to take a long time if we're doing that.
It's going to take a little while. You guys can work together as a group, or you can go solo. I don't care, but you need to make it to Camp Venture, and you need to have your crafted items to show at Camp Venture. So in other words, you show up at Camp Venture.
What is the objective? What's the objective to this?
The objective is land navigation and survival across the wasteland to Camp Venture, and successful completion will earn you your recon squad badges. So you'll be able to wear your power armor. You'll be able to paint your power armor arms, legs, and helmet any way you please as a member of the recon squads, okay? And those who accomplish this objective will be able to do that today. Also, I forgot, Rainbow, when I had it planned out earlier to recognize you for your recruitment efforts, I was going to award you with your own personal call sign and call sign for your squad. Your squad call sign and your personal call sign are now Preacher. So anytime you join Rainbow Squad, It's going to be Preacher Squad.
This is going to get annoying.
I think we can negotiate that.
Can we call him Father?
Nope, that's your call sign. All right, now, any other questions, comments, concerns?
So you
I
want
have
us
a
to
question.
All our armor.
Go
Is that
ahead.
what I'm hearing?
I had a question. You're first up. Go ahead.
Oh, I
If,
said
like, say if somebody... Oh, go ahead.
my bad. Go.
If somebody fast travels, this is a if, would they get kicked out of the...
They will
anything,
not.
right?
They won't be recognized. Yeah, that's correct. They will have cheated.
You'll fail the mission.
You'll count as a non-complete. You'll fail the mission. Yeah. And I'll know because people should start showing up around the same time. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna show up at Camp Venture. You're gonna show up at Camp Venture. You're gonna drop all the gear that you used to travel to me on the ground. And I'm not expecting some fantastic legendary shit. I'm expecting fucking metal armor and combat knives dropped on the ground in front of me. You know, bare fucking metal survival shit. You know, I'm not fucking fancy fucking 3-star legendary.
Now we can't use
I
our
found,
blips, right?
right. I found, you know, oh, I found this. You know, where did you find this? Oh, I killed the fucking Scorch Beast with my fucking combat knife. No, that's not. That shit's not gonna happen.
Fist.
So yeah, with your fucking fist. That shit's not gonna happen.
But
You
hey,
gotta
it
make
could,
it-
okay, what if you kill... No. What if you kill a Scorch and you get the guns from that? That's still survival.
That counts.
It's a survival of
It's
the
still,
fittest.
it's still survival. It's still survival of the fittest. If you can do it and you have a plausible, you know, explanation as to how you did it, awesome. But I want to see what you made it across the wasteland with, dropped on the ground in front of me when you get there. What's up? No, nothing.
He wants us to
Nothing.
find
You
it.
gotta, you gotta
He
fucking
wants us to
craft that
find it.
shit. You gotta either craft it. You gotta. In order to gain this recon squad award, you gotta work for it. You gotta fucking find a spot to craft a weapon. You know, you gotta get the materials to craft it. Everything. You gotta do everything, and then you gotta make your way across the wasteland using the navigation skills you have just acquired.
So,
Alright.
so real quick, let me get this straight. We're not gonna have any weapons, right? Just
No.
zero.
No
body
just
armor
armor.
either.
fisticuffs.
No armor. So can I just wear my clothing?
No armor.
Yep.
And you have what?
Now, can we wear, like, what I'm wearing?
Like, oh, okay. Can I wear my clothing? My
Yes,
uniform.
clothing's fine. Clothing's
All
fine.
right. Can I go
Okay.
change? Can I go change real quick?
You look like you're
Well,
dressed
there's
for the
a
occasion.
box
That's
here.
true.
There's
I have
a, there's
all-
your
I have all
personal
armor on.
stash box here.
There's a stash box at this train station, which makes it a pretty good location for this. Unequip
Correct.
all your armor, any weapons you have,
DD.
put it all away if you can. If not, keep it in your inventory. Don't pull it out. And
Do we have, like, a-
strip down to
Yeah,
just
we
your
can-
under armor.
Wanna buy some junk?
Sure, you
Yeah,
can keep your bandana.
it's no armor. It's no armor stuff like that. Like this helmet.
Arch,
It has
Arch
no
is going to
armor
be
it.
a referee again. He's going to be spot checking on everybody. All right.
Joker, I
And,
got,
everybody else, when you're ready to
Oh,
go,
limitations.
I will see you at Camp Venture.
Gears.
I don't need it.